back to the Thursday edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, 6040 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
And I am Alex Midway, and I'd like to start off the episode by, first of all, thanks to all the people who are subscribing to us. Our numbers have gone up drastically, so it's either organic human beings or Palantir's got a whole floor dedicated to us. But either way, thanks for listening.
Yeah, and on the off chance this is whatever that Israeli service where they're monitoring people that say mean things about Israel, welcome as well.
Yeah, mazel tov, fellas, mazel tov. We also, it's what's it called, the warehouse employee that you talked about on the last episode. We put up a short of that one on YouTube, and that one's got some good engagement, and it's the first one that has nothing but positive likes, so kind of threw me off. It's usually you get one of the haters on there popping up, but this one is all love.
Yeah, turns out maybe these CEOs do have something to worry about, but pin in that.
We have a lot of that. So let's start off with our little classic here. Well, it's become a classic here, but today's going to be a twofer. It's who said it and in what context. Progressivism seeks to replace the basic premise of a Declaration of Independence, and hence our form of government. A spirit of cynicism, rejection, hostility, and animus towards America by Americans has taken hold. Who said this?
It sounds like something Mike Johnson would say.
Close. It was Justice Clarence of the Supreme Court.
Well, Mr. DEI himself?
Yes. The guy who votes for the same things that literally got him there because he goes hang out with Harlan Crow. But yeah, it is cynicism. Where are the cynics in this one?
You know what he should do? That's actually a pretty good quote. He should get that airbrushed on the side of the RV Harlan Crow gave him to rule in his favor.
Just a vanity license plate.
Yep, can't wait for natural causes to serve him up.
I think the second one's even better. So this one goes, and I'm going to read it without the accent, but you can do it afterwards. I was standing in front of my parked car on I-684, cutting the penis off a road-killed raccoon, thinking about how weird some of my family members have turned out to be. Who said it, and in what context?
That's gotta be RFK.
That is correct. It's when he was talking about his rocky relationship with his brother Douglas Kennedy and cousin Bobby Schreiber. The weird ones.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna be transparent here, we don't know what kind of animals he likes to cut the dicks off of. So, let's save our judgment till we get all the facts.
Clearly, the Kennedys are all freaks outside of RFK.
Yeah, good thing it's Tylenol that's ruining this country.
I mean, it's one way to get your new podcast off the ground. It's like, I'm gonna talk trash about the Shrivers.
I'm okay with I'm okay with the CIA assassinating political figures, like John or Bobby. Why leave this one going? All I can think of is it's got to be one of those things where the sniper was like, look at this moron eating rocks. He's natural selection's gonna get him, and here we are for trusting that.
You keep one around for entertainment purposes, and no one ever thought that he would get into a government position this high.
Yeah, great. Love that for us.
Don't worry. It's if you're wondering if the world of Tesla is doing anything, it's we left you guys on 364, and it actually bounced up to 393, and it ended at 387. And you might be wondering what kind of news sent this climb, and it's because Barclays and TD Cowen expressed caution over Tesla's upcoming earnings report. Cowen went ahead and lowered the stock output to 409, and Barclays has them all the way down at 360, but the stock went up on 8% because of these exact news articles.
It's a scam. At this point, I'm so over Tesla. Well, Elon just tweeted the N-words. You can tell his genius brain's still working. We'll pop it to 462. It makes no sense.
It's not even Elon anymore. These people, yeah, man, we're downgrading where we see Tesla at. It's like, oh, that's awesome news. We had them way lower. Make it rise.
Yeah, it's a scam. It's a scam. You cannot convince me otherwise.
So
Bain was right.
He might still get his chance. But another thing that came out, and again, they're going to have an actual earnings call soon, but one thing that came out before this is that last week Tesla built 408,000 EVs, and only sold about 358,000. So they got about 50K of them sitting around. Analysts are guiding investors to expect superb sales growth of 17% for the quarter. I don't know how you can say, like, hey man, we missed our target market of selling these cars. Like, they missed their goals by about 12%, but somehow they're supposed to go ahead and expect a 17% sales growth to go up. Like, make it make sense.
Well, I do know as far as the automotive sector goes, quarters 2 and 3 are your money-making ones.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, where these Teslas are still being sold, I do not know. I don't understand. But yeah, sure. You can project any. I mean, I'm projecting this podcast to have well over 5 million like subscribers by the end of this episode. So bank on that, guys. Like, but projections are stupid.
Like, there was another article, and again, this came out earlier in the week, and I remember seeing it's like, and if it was late breaking news, it's like Tesla Cybertruck sales figures may have been overinflated by purchases by SpaceX. I'm like, yeah, we told you guys about this, like, and yet the stock just continues to go up.
You know what? I've got a good one for these projections. A long time ago, you loaned me a fairly significant amount of money.
Mm-hmm. $6.
Yes. And at one point you were like, hey man, wondering what this is going to go. And I believe I told you, buddy, next month I'm going to be flush. We're cool. That is the same exact thing. These losers are like, no man, Q2 is going to be off the charts. I'm telling you. I'm like, yeah, sure. Push it off.
He was not privy. He was not flush next month.
He was not.
It also did not go a month after that.
Yeah, turns out the whole divorce thing wasn't the addition by subtraction that I was hoping it would be, but we got there eventually. We turned it around.
Yeah.
Evidently what they're expecting Tesla to do, so whatever.
Same thing. Elon Musk is your divorced friend going through a messy breakup.
Just keep fueling him with drugs and eventually he'll get through it.
Listen, man, right now Tesla, they're moving away from cars. I already said they're cutting off the Model S. They're cutting off the, what's it called? The Model X? Yeah, the gull-wing door ones. And they're moving into something that's AI. We're talking robots. We're talking, like, not a lot of people are doing this. And this is the future. And unrelated news headline, Allbirds stock tumbles after nearly 600% rally as the shoemaker rebrands as an AI company. Like, they literally went from selling shoes and underwear and they pivoted to AI. And like, Wall Street's like, well, you know what? It's they put AI at the back of a name, like 6X it.
How do we put out the rumor that, like, what's something terrible I hate with a passion? Big Red chewing gum is getting into AI, and we just wait till the stock pops and then we pull everything out. We give them the old Trump crypto deal.
What part of a Venn diagram is like, all right, one side is underwear, other side is AI, like in the middle, Allbirds, baby. Like, how do you go from one to the other? Like, you know what? This is a pretty good business plan. Like, I value this company 6 times more than all the years it's spent selling underwear.
Yeah, I hate everything. I hate this financial report. It gives me so much anxiety, and I hate it with a passion. And you know what? F you, Big Red Gum, too. Bring back Cineburst.
We legit, like, print money. And let me tell you right now, and this is probably going to make it even worse for you. So, Allbirds, they were slowly going down as far as stock price, and they hit about $2.69. And then they popped all the way to $24. But then they came back down. But when they came back down, they're still at $14. They went from underwear to AI overnight, and they're much higher than they were before.
Yeah, quadrupled their price.
Yeah. And we here at the John Wayne Search Protector AI podcast don't know how we're going to get through to you, but we're in AI now.
Yes, we are AI. So everything... I'm expecting minimum. You know what? I don't want our investors to get upset. Let's go 3 million subscribers by the end of this episode.
I'd say 20x multiplier. That's essentially our Powerball number.
Powerball it, baby.
So, one thing what's it called? I think I did a pretty bad job of describing PE ratios last time, and I think I called it profits to earning. It's kind of not. It's price to earning. the way you get this ratio is you have the actual what's it called, the stock price divided by earnings per share, like what each share brings over. Easiest way that I found out is, let's say we have two companies. We have Dave and we have Tom and we have Dave, and they both sell tchotchkes. And they both these stocks sell for $12 a share. Now, if Tom's earnings per share is $2 and Dave's is $4, well, then you divide 12 by 2 for Tom, and it's an actual PE of 6, and Dave would be a PE of 3. Oh, I don't know. Let's wrap this up. PE ratio, it's how much money your company is making compared to what your stock is. The lower the number is, the more direct correlation. Like if your stock is valued at $6,000 and you're only bringing in $2 per share, like you're going to have a very high ratio. Like people are expecting you to do something, versus if you have a low PE ratio, that means people know that you're doing good. Does that make more sense?
I'm assuming you said let's hurry this along, so you saw that dead look in my eyes.
I try to break it down more.
I feel like they covered this in like season 4 of Silicon Valley. You don't want to actually make money. You want to have potential to make money.
That is true.
That's why all this construct BS is a scam.
So one thing we'll never understand, that the one thing that we do kind of get is the honey badger stand update. That war's still going on, and unfortunately we have bad news. Ust-Luga is no longer burning, and they're back to exporting their oil. And Russia went back to shooting at civilian infrastructure, as all of Kiev, Odessa, and Dnipro cities all got hit. And another thing that Russia just got hit up with was they confirmed that 16 Cameroonian soldiers were killed in the Ukrainian war. And this is just another example of them just recruiting from other countries to fight their war.
So the Cameroonians were fighting on Russia's side?
Yes. It's kind of like when Russia recruited people from, I don't know, North Korea to legitimately like go there and fight Ukraine. There's another thing. There's a bunch of stories out there in the world, like Russia's recruiting from different nations to fight. And Ukraine, like everyone in Europe is like, oh, I don't know. Should we send them any kind of aid? And like, it seems to be like nobody wants to cross that red line.
Okay, so Ukraine's still out here just fighting with just themselves. And
yes.
Russia, the much, much, much bigger Russia, is recruiting from us, wiping them out too?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, you remember when the honey badger like video first came up, where it's just going after king cobras and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Turns out snakes aren't the smartest people on earth. Keep screwing with Ukraine. It just, I don't get how like people like Cameroon can be like, you know what, 4 years that this war is supposed to be like past won, maybe we'll be the difference makers. I don't, just quit. I love it. You know what? Keep pulling from other countries. Let's watch what happens. Do not F with Ukraine. They're like Wu-Tang.
Well, it's kind of like, what's it called? The NFL draft, where your worst team gets the influx of talent. And you're like, oh boy, we're going to be the franchise that we're going to be the guys that turn his franchise around. Like, buddy, you're just a safety. We're still missing a quarterback.
I feel like, as a Raiders fan, you are, that's a thinly veiled little comment about Fernando, and you shut your mouth.
Actually, it was directed at the Jets, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, the Jets are going to Jets. The Raiders are going to Raider. And, the Chiefs will eventually cheat and win another Super Bowl.
Let's see, the Rochard blot test is it's what you see on there when I say it. Like, you tell me how this affects you. It hits everyone differently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Go Cardinals.
There we go. Hometown team.
D-backs.
Speaking of D-bags, it's Pete Hegseth reads a fake Bible quote from Pulp Fiction during Pentagon prayer service. Did you hear about this?
I did, and he didn't exactly quote Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
He added a little bit to it in the end. I got very excited and listened to a side by side of the two. He did throw a couple other things in there, but yeah, evidently, according to my research, none of that was directly quoted from the Bible.
Well, no, it's like some of his stuff he did, but some of it he changed out. Like it starts out with, the path of a downed aviator is beset on all sides by the inequities of a selfish and the tyranny of evil men. And they're saying some of his stuff was taken from the actual Pulp Fiction, obviously not the aviator. He says something different. But again, They're going back to they're saying that the whole thing in Iran was to rescue a downed pilot. Like, did you see that a bunch of dudes from the GOP started liking an AI picture of that downed pilot?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the guy who was holding him had 6 fingers.
What I thought was funnier, if you look at where they're saying that wreckage was, it was very close to where that uranium supposedly is.
Yeah,
But
weird.
just a down pilot, guys. It was only a rescue mission.
And anytime we go to rescue someone behind enemy lines, we bring a C-130 transport cargo ship. And you know what? For good measure, let's get 2 of them.
Yep. Nothing says stealth like a moose on ice skates.
It's insane. The stuff that they're doing. What's it called? I know we kind of glossed over it a little bit, but as far as Trump talking about him posting a picture of himself as Jesus and then backtracking and saying, no, I'm a healer. He's like, I'm a doctor. And honestly, like, the bill that he passed is already having effects, and it's shutting down like hospitals in rural America. And he might need to go start doctoring around there. And he brought on DoorDash Grandma. And did you watch the presser?
Well, but before you do that, about the AI thing where he's clearly Jesus, and you saw he was like, no, his excuse was, no, that was misinterpreted. I'm a doctor in this. Did you see the Carolyn Levitt's retort to this about?
How'd she spin it? She had a little bit more time to think.
She said, no. So Trump said I was a doctor first. Carolyn Levitt tweets out, it was a doctored AI photo, leading the internet to go, did this moron, instead of saying it was doctored, say he was a doctor?
No, I'd say no.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and say that they tell Grandpa like what the official line is. Like, no, I got a better one right now. He's like, I'm a doctor.
Not a chance. This is they're sending over people from their insane asylum all over again. He did not understand, and now he refuses to acknowledge the mistake and is just running with it.
Oh, he's never going to acknowledge it, but it's like Carolyn Levitt looks out and she's like, there's no effing way we can justify this. And he looks out and be like, I said I'm going to grab him by the hoo-ha, my poll numbers went up. He's like, I can walk this one back myself.
Well, there was a headline in USA Today that said, has the Pope even read the Bible before? So, you know what? Who are we to say that all of his buddies control the media? Or
We'll get to the Pope thing in a second. Let's stick him DoorDash Grandma. Did you see it was a 15-minute video that they ended up putting out? Did you watch any of it?
Oh, I did. And my number one takeaway from this, which I haven't seen anybody else really mention, how is a DoorDasher going to make it through the White House gates? Gates numerous.
Well,
remember we had to put up that extra fence because things are going so well?
Well, technically, it did come out. So her name is Sarah Simmons, and she's with DoorDash Grandma, and they talked to DoorDash, and they're like, yeah, it was a PR event. They did it just because, tax day was yesterday, and he was actually touting the whole thing as far as the big, beautiful bill and no taxes on tips. This woman lives in effing Arkansas, and they flew her out here. And if you didn't know this was a PR stunt, the fact that she got out in a DoorDash t-shirt out of a car with big old DoorDash letters instead of a busted Honda Civic should tell you it's a PR event.
One, how many do you think she got, like, no tip or that one, or like the bare minimum $1 because how freezing cold that food must have been coming from Arkansas?
No, she got flown into here, but what's it called? They looked at the press and it looked like the president gave her a hundo, and I'm pretty sure he's going to write that one off.
Or they took it back once the cameras cut. Sorry, this is for Israel.
You know it's going to be the first bill with a signature, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But
which is technically, isn't that like a crime to deface our currency?
Oh, no, he's getting ones printed by the mint with his signature on them.
Which is also illegal.
Well, he's a sitting president. He's not supposed to. But then again, as someone who's in charge of a Kennedy Center, and it's now the Trump Kennedy Center, I think he knows a little bit more about the arts than you do.
Yeah, well, I'm not on the board of the Kennedy Center, so maybe this is just an art thing and I'm wrong.
Yeah, you also have a peace center named after you, or a FIFA Peace Prize.
The Board of Peace has elected to bomb you into the Stone Age. Stop asking questions. And also, F that lady. She was
But did you
she was
hear
on an
about this lady?
Arkansas thing, was it like pre-election, like Republicaning up something or another. So she's just a paid actor.
So she did appear at the whole thing for a big beautiful bill before in Nevada, and she was like stumping for it. So some people started thinking like she might be a paid actor. Like if she's a paid actor, she kind of like sucks at negotiating her pay. She's closer to us than a rich person. Because do you know why she's door dashing?
I do. It's her husband's a little bit sick, something
Yeah,
like that.
stage 3 cancer. And honestly, I hate to laugh about this, but I'm not laughing at the husband. I'm laughing at the fact she's like, yeah, it's so awesome that I have 11 grand from these tips. Like, you know what's not awesome? It's the fact that DoorDash doesn't give you any effing benefits, and we're slashing more things and health insurance you don't have. That's why you're working nonstop to bring greasy food to a-holes a couple states over instead of having benefits and following the American dream. And she's like, 11 grand! Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Not to mention Arkansas wasn't really known for their having the best health care on planet Earth before they started closing down hospitals because of this big stupid bill. So yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna laugh about it, but sometimes you do reap what you sow.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on Grandma because during the presser, like, I watched most of this video, and it's like the first 2 minutes, it's her coming up with these bags, and he's like, "Oh, you voted for me, right?" She's like, "Yeah, maybe." And he's like, "Ah," he's like, "You want to have this presser?" And like, she's like, "I guess." Like, I don't get paid for this. Like, I'd like to go deliver some more orders somewhere, or I don't know, talk to my husband who's about to effing croak. But she's like, "Fine." And like, they start asking him about like Iran, the Strait, Pope Leo. Did you hear what he said on the Pope?
Which one? They've come out with a couple doozies recently.
So just from his presser, they're asking him. He's like, "Hey, some of the stuff you said about Pope Leo, people are saying you owe him an apology." "I don't owe an apology." He's like, "I don't owe him anything." He's like, "That guy's wrong." He's like, "Pope Leo." He's like, he doesn't know what would happen if Iran had a nuke. He's like, hundreds of millions of people would die. And he's like, Pope Leo is soft on crime. I'm like, wait, what?
Yep. This is one of those weird ones where I do not like the Catholics and I hate this guy. This is just one of those things where it's like when the Chiefs play the Broncos and I'm just rooting for a terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can we do to make them both lose?
I get down with the Pope. He's a cool fella.
It is nice that he's from Chicago, so at least he has some sort of common sense and can probably fist fight.
Did you see that first of all, they're tagging parts of Chicago as Pope Town, and like it's really cool tagging on the walls. And then I think it's the White Sox who are having like one of the games, and if you sit in a certain section down there, they actually give you like this really cool Pope hat that you can wear. I'm like, you know what? I'd want to go up there just to get a Pope hat.
Oh, the day those things get released, there's going to be a bunch of pain in the ace Catholics boycotting it for blasphemy. So
Of course.
don't give them that much credit already.
I mean, the whole GOP's moving against the Catholic base, but again, let's finish up on Grandma real quick. One of the things that really got me and like made me connect to her, like one thing she doesn't understand that having insurance would be a whole lot better than hustling every day and driving around with food. But Trump looks at her, he's like, "Hey, what do you think about men playing in women's sports?" She's like, "I don't have an opinion on that." And he's like, "Really?" And he keeps pressing it. She's like, "I just care about the no tax on tips." And again, this is kind of like how all of America feels like, but one fraction of a percent of trannies, like in sports, like in kids' sports, like not even the kids care about it. The wildest thing, it's like, it's middle-aged to elderly aged men who keep obsessing about what kind of like if a person goes to pee, sitting down or standing up is like they can't get off that for some reason.
I mean, these are the same people that cheered and like still believe 40 years later that trickle down works. So anything to distract from their own stupidity, they're all for it.
Like at first they're like, "Yeah, we're a Christian nation founded on Christian ideals, like no Muslims anymore." Like, Pope's an idiot. Like, Jesus, man, like which one is it?
Like, believe me, all right, so the story of Noah's Ark, right? If you
Uh-huh.
believe a man lived to be 1,000 years old, created a boat big enough to store 2 of every animal, land-based animal, right? Including dinosaurs. Okay, so just think about that. Not just how do you put them on there, how do you wrangle a Tyrannosaurus Rex as an 1,000-year-old man? Oh, pin in that. We're gonna keep it going. If you believe in that story, why wouldn't in your little smooth brain believe, like, yeah, Trump probably knows more about Catholicism, even though he is not a Catholic?
It's like, what's your favorite book? Oh, it's the Bible. Like, what's your favorite passage? He's like, all of them?
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong, because they're both just kind of stupid.
Like, the fact that they're like, yeah, man, he's gonna build this boat. Like, all right, I'll stick along. He's like, we're also gonna put lions and sheep onto the same thing. Like, isn't one gonna eat the other? It's like, no. They're both gonna be strolling up a little gangway onto the ship together. Like, okay.
Hey, how do you catch 2 gnats?
When they
Just food for thought. Again, this is like if this is kindergarten, one is a habitual pants pisser and the other one is a constant window licker. It doesn't matter which one you like better. They're both going to end up absolute losers or running the Department of War.
My guy got an anteater and ants onto the same boat, and you're telling me they both made it off after the giant flood?
Yeah, like how do you stop something? How do you stop a natural predator? And then the Pope will look at you and be like, "We shuffle it to another church." Sorry, I just screw them both.
What happened during COVID? Like, we were getting ready to bash each other for the last roll of toilet paper. But you're telling me that feral animals on an actual ship during a crazy storm are like, well, I hope me and you both make it out alive, said the freaking panda to the lion. Like, what?
Yeah, and those lions, you don't think those look like juicy little morsels to a raptor? Like,
Yes.
it's so dumb, and people are just like, no, this is the truth. Don't believe science. Who actually proved carbon dating works? Sounds like big science and their lies again. How do you
Came from
argue with that?
monkeys. Ew.
Yeah, how do you argue with that?
Like the whole thing about the Pope, it's actually it's coming along. You mentioned it as far as the opinion piece. Like, has the Pope read it? And it's one thing. Like Fox News host, and again, we use news very loosely. Sean Hannity even came out and he said, "It's like, did he read the Bible?" Like, I mean, asking Trump if he read the Constitution might be a smart move. Like asking the Pope if he read the Bible, like, that's kind of idiotic.
Yeah, that prolapsed anus was the like beating the drum. He was like the driving force, if I'm not mistaken, about the whole like Obama's wearing a tan suit. How can you possibly run a country? And then screamed for 15 years about how we need this pedophile instead. So F him too. Buddy, at this point, this is gonna sound like a censored version of Hit 'em Up before we finish this
Uh huh.
episode.
Honestly, I like what the Pope's doing. He's actually speaking truth to power. He can't do anything about the pedos in the past. Yeah, that's going to be a black eye in the church's markings for a long time, as well it should be. They effed up heavily. But going forward, he's trying to do right. And you know what? If someone's trying to change, we're a nation of giving people second chances.
Yeah, I am. So far, I like what the Pope is saying. Again, and not to single him out, I think all organized religion's pretty stupid. But at least he's like, maybe he's Miss Rachel for people who believe in imaginary friends. He is like, hey, maybe just be nice to one another. And they're like, someone's got to kill this guy. I know. Maybe we'll just send death threats to his brother in Chicago. Like
There it is.
Yeah.
But they say his brother's a huge MAGA guy.
Well, reap what you sow, pal.
Yeah, like even Trump brought it up at the presser. He didn't say anything about he's going to help protect them, but or maybe that's why they threw stuff at him. But it is what it. The one person that really got me, and I'm like, there's no effing way this guy's saying that. And I'll read it first. You know, the J.D. Vance thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
But I think one of the issues here is that if you're going to try to opine on matters of theology, you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure it's anchored in the truth. And that's one of the things that I try to do. And it's certainly something I ought to expect from a clergy, whether they're Catholic or Protestant. And this is J.D. Vance, freshly minted, off a book tour. And the same guy who said Trump is unfit for office is now coming out like that. It has the same vibes of 12-year-old Alex over here, like in PE class, telling my gym teacher, Gunnery Sergeant Highway, that his form while doing clean and jerk is wrong. Like, it's the same thing. Like, he's telling the Pope, he's like, oh, you gotta make sure you read the book and know what's in it. Like, mother effer, I haven't cranked my hog in the past 30 years because I've been reading this Bible. Like, what do you know about this? You're knee deep in a couch.
Yeah, just to put a bow on this, JD Vance has been Catholic for about 12 full minutes. And from what I remember from the Bible, there's a pretty big thing about the meek inheriting the earth. And maybe you should talk to your buddy Peter Thiel about that. Until then, try shutting up before you kill another pope. Hey, thanks.
The Antichrist Peter Thiel.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Well, going back to how we were going to bash each other over toilet paper, I made a slight mistake on Tuesday, kind of. You know how much I hate apologizing. When I reported that Paper Mario, 29-year-old Chanel Abdul Karim, allegedly, could face up to 20 years for torching the Kimberly-Clark warehouse in Ontario, California. Well, I was about halfway right. Evidently, the arson charges has a minimum sentence of 5 to 20 years, so I was right. However, this poor guy who probably wasn't even there at the time is getting charged with that multiplied by 6 because technically 6 different pallets were set on fire, even though it was all within the same building. Seems kind of redundant and more about semantics to me, but, you know, what do I know? We're just here in Missouri, Arizona. But here's the kicker that I just found out. In California, if the damage caused by the arson exceeds $10.1 million, that 5 to 20 sentence jumps to 10 to life. So good to know that $10.1 million is the equivalent to a human life, which honestly, even though it sounds sarcastic, I am genuinely impressed it's that high.
So a couple things. First of all, when we get big, we'll move to Missouri. That's where the ballers ball. Second of all, in California...
pay no attention to the first 8 months of this podcast where we were saying we're recording from.
We're poor now.
Yeah.
$10.1 million in California is probably a barn. Like, real estate's insanely priced down there. And lastly, I want to leave you with this, that we haven't charged anyone in the Epstein files. Like, but we're charging Big Homie over here for setting fire to toilet paper.
Well, yeah, rape victims generally don't have a giant stock of supplies. This is capitalism, stupid.
The rapists that do.
Yeah. So, I didn't see one of these victims have a private plane or island. So, anywho.
Wars.
Yeah. Now, nobody even knows what they were wearing. Now, when this charge was announced, my feed went ape. I mean, honestly, destruction of private property, carrying the same sentence as murder seems a little stiff, but, you know, capitalism. But the problem is, I don't think this is the deterrent that they were thinking it was, because instead of a lot of videos of people going, guys, arson, look what they can do with arson. It has all been the opposite way of, if they're going to charge you with the same punishment as burning their stuff down versus murdering them, maybe we go back to Luigi.
Yeah. No, I mean
honestly, give me a logical reason not to.
You're not going to hear any argument from me. Like, you know what? If you're going to go ahead and send me to, like, jail for the same time as burning some toilet paper in a warehouse, be like, you know what? I'll skip right past go to the end line here.
Give me a reason not to do both. You can only put me in prison for life once.
Like, oh no, 27 lifetimes instead of 2.
Yeah, no, it's the same exact thing. Are you going to keep my corpse there till, the year 3000?
Yeah. Did Aaron Hernandez reel himself in? I was like, well, I killed one guy, like, probably shouldn't do any more. Like, nah, you got the taste for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, glass half fulling this whole situation. Whoever did this cost, whoever this is, because I'm not convinced it was this guy who live streamed it on TikTok. Cost about 50 people their jobs in this warehouse, right? Not including the drivers that come in and out. But he also created a ton of new jobs between cleanup, between construction. You know how many construction workers it's going to take to have a 1 million square foot warehouse built? It's going to be 5 years of just putting jobs into the economy, which is what this big orange Dum Dum pretty much ran on. So who's better for America?
It's going to be toilet paper and AI setter going forward.
Uh-huh.
So,
And you brought up something interesting off air.
well, it's off air. Like I saw this whole meme, and some like one of the things that people posted about what's it called on the video that we put up. It's like he goes to prisons, job lost. What's it called? Inventory is paid for by the insurance as well as for the building. Like you think that hurt them? Like all these people, like, well, you shouldn't do any of this. It doesn't make any difference. Like, mother effer, we started a revolution because we dumped a bunch of teen of like the Boston Tea Party. We had that. Like people get tired of it and reach a breaking point, and like to be like, well, why are you doing it? Like it's never gonna make a difference. Like, well, if you don't do anything, it's not gonna make a difference. But like if you try it, like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same result. Rich people aren't gonna stop effing you until you do something bad.
Until they start having the fear again.
Yes.
Once they figure out there's more ants than grasshoppers.
What's it called? The Five Guys CEO, he came out and was like, yeah, man, I donated my entire salary to the people. He's like, I wasn't effing around.
Yeah, because you know what? It's going to take more than 5 guys to stop these Molotov cocktails that are becoming a big thing.
And the thing about the Five Guys CEO, like, he ain't poor.
No,
he still has money.
And he's not as rich as, Sam Altman from OpenAI or Elon Musk, who both got served with a fiery little beverage this past week. Sam Altman at his house, and Tesla's New Orleans service center caught a flaming moe. And the revolution isn't getting televised, buddy. It's getting live streamed. Screw a guillotine. This is the year of the Molotov cocktail, and the revolution is brought to you by the good people over at Everclear.
I mean, Sam Altman got a little bit of lead poisoning, as someone else ended up shooting up his house too. Like, and I want to see what the next progression is. Like, is it going to be a nuke?
Yeah, and then he went from, if 500 million people lose their jobs because of AI, they'll just figure it out. And the next day, after this little run-in, came out and was like, we should 100% start being a little bit more philanthropic with this money. Like, yeah. You think?
Let them eat cake. Like, we know, like, it doesn't go over well. And all this is, like, they're just re-saying, like, let them eat cake in different ways for in modern times. Like, okay, well, people haven't changed. Like, finally, we're actually speaking truth to power.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Like during the Great Depression, you never heard anything about like, the Carnegies getting attacked or, having their stuff burned down, because they took those profits, being the richest people in a poor country, and spread it out. They did, that's how you get Carnegie Hall and all that. You just like, guys, we're just, they at least they knew. They were like, eventually one of these guys is going to figure it out, tell somebody else, and then, it's guillotine time. These sociopaths could not care less until eventually you put the fear in them.
Like, look at Richard Branson. He's a, I don't know, millionaire, billionaire, but like, he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I have a bunch of money, things that's called virgin, like, but I do things that are very unvirgin. Like, I go skydiving, I do all kinds of cool things. Like, that's a fun dude.
Well, until he ended up in the Epstein files.
Well, anyone who's who is in the Epstein files, apparently.
Yeah,
other than the Hermes guy.
We're going to run this podcast like our government, and if Richard Branson decides to become a sponsor, cool guy status reinstated. Screw morals. Now, it's been a long week. I'm slowly dying, but I do want to leave you guys with a feel-good moment of the week. This isn't necessarily new, but it is new to me. February 24th, Virginia's first woman governor, Abigail Spanberger, passed HB 167, stripping tax exemption status for pretty much anything to do with the Confederacy. Giant bunch of question marks? Why were they tax exempt for anything?
Are we the only ones still paying taxes?
It's starting to sound that way.
Like church, racists, pedophiles, rich people, like, I guess we're just left with the poor.
Yeah, I get corporations are more important than people in capitalism. I get that, pedophiles are in a big friend group and we don't, belong, right?
No.
Neither of us.
I mean, check my bank account, big homie.
Buddy, after those millions of files, you never know who's in it. Just double checking with you, pal. Why is the Confederacy not paying taxes? One, why are we even talking about them? Didn't we crush the head of this snake?
It's heritage, not hate, and no taxes.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it came from. Now, I do have some family roots in Virginia, including a handful of Civil War enthusiasts. So this one kind of made me smile. For those of you who don't love slavery, the Daughters of the Confederacy is a nonprofit organization responsible for all those Confederate statues and monuments that got pulled down during the BLM riots of the first Trump administration. And all those Civil War statues were evidently all made tax-free for some reason. It's ridiculous.
That's why?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know what? Good for you, Abby Spanberger. I don't know, starting to make somebody pay their fair share.
Again, like, we're literally the last people on this planet still paying taxes.
And it's really starting to find that way. So, I don't know, maybe things are kind of turning around. Maybe if we ever have elections again, we can try and do this more.
Yeah, I mean, well, here at the John Wayne Surge Protector AI Confederacy podcast, I'm Alex Midway.
And I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.